camera. Just look at it. I used to use the excuse of not having enough equipment before I started doing this. I've always been anti-education system. Hi guys, in this week in A Moment in Rhyme, we have our artist Rudy Mukta with us. Hi Rudy, would you like to introduce yourself? Yes. Hi, I'm Rudy Mukta. I'm 19 years old and I'm a singer-songwriter, producer. And yeah, I make music. How long have you been making music for? Well, I mean, I've been doing music my whole life, but I started making music in quarantine. Okay. So like I basically borrowed my best friend's iPad without knowing that they're gonna announce the lockdown. And then, then I was stuck with it for like 2 weeks at the time because I was like, oh, there was a rule that you can't go out for anything except if you're like an essential worker. So I was like, cool, and I sat and my initial idea was I'll make something rough. Maybe one day I'll like get in touch with the producer, like, do something. I had no idea about anything. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just made a whole EP. It worked out and I was like, oh, I guess we'll just drop it. So that's why I just started. And like, how did you know which genre to dabble with? Did it come naturally to you or did you experiment? I did. I do not know. I mean, I don't know what genre I am, to be honest. I just made whatever I like to listen to. So maybe I would say it's around somewhere like near like a dark R&B or borderline hip hop style. So yeah, somewhat. I just clicked on a bunch of sounds on GarageBand and I was like, yeah, this sounds nice. So I just worked with it. This is a synth, and you can kind of edit, like, I don't know how to play the keyboard because I actually don't know how to play the keyboard. So I just kind of by ear. I mean, I know like basic knowledge of chords and stuff. So I'll kind of just edit them and stuff. Or I mean, obviously like for songs that already exist, and if they're like by a big artist, the chords are usually up on the internet. So you just Google chords of whatever song and I just kind of edit them on here. But like how I program them is up to me. So it's just kind of like type of thing. Okay, so we have a piano over here. Oh my god, hold up. So I have like a What are some of your favorite people to listen to? Okay, so I love Tyler the Creator, I love The Weeknd, Billie Eilish, basically anything that slaps, to be honest. But at the moment I'm just leaning towards hip hop-ish. But yeah. Did you have a marketing plan or anything of that sort before you planned your first release? Yeah, I mean, I did my best for somebody who was absolutely clueless about everything because, that was my first time. I didn't even know how a song was released or anything. I did like all the research and all that. Then I was like, okay, I'll post one snippet each week or something before I release the song. So I did stuff like that. That worked? Yeah, that's somewhat. I think it did. So I was like, okay, cool. Whatever. Wow. And what was your friends and family's reaction? Were they involved in the process? I mean, not really, because I just sat in my room and finished everything and did everything, and I'm like, hey, actually, I'm releasing songs, and they're like, what? Okay then. But yeah, like ever since I started, everybody's been pretty supportive. It's really nice. Everybody's super enthusiastic because they kind of saw it coming. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna make music, I know. So when I started doing it properly, they were like, yeah, cool. This is the shit. other equipment? Just with the iPad?
Yeah, I used one very mangled, tattered pair of earphones, and I used the mic to record while singing. And what else did I use? I just connected that to the iPad and I used. And then I used one tea strainer, like you have a filter thing.
Oh my god.
And bro, I did some shit and all for that EP, but it was actually like a really fun experience because then I found out I used to use the excuse of not having enough equipment before I started doing this. So now I was like, okay, I proved to myself that I don't need to have expensive equipment or something to make something that sounds at least moderately good. So yeah.
What's your studio setup like now?
Now, I mean, at home I have like a small little setup. I have one interface, a mic and like headphones and stuff like that, which I just connect to. Now my brother bought me an iPad of my own, so that's one thing. But yeah, if I'm now, like after I released my EP and I released a single, my current manager got in touch with me, so I have like a team and stuff. They take care of everything for me, and now I whatever final recordings I have to do, I can go to a studio, which is great. It's a fun experience. But yeah, it's like a large upgrade clearly from
tea strainer.
Yeah, tea strainer and earphone mic.
Tell us something about your music video recording experience.
Oh,
do you think it's necessary for a music video to be there to garner the audience attention?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first I had a lot of fun doing my first music video with the song called Marble Pop. I was like, yeah, I'm shoot everybody. I don't know. See, at that point at least I didn't really have any idea about like visualizing a video for my own. Yeah, this thing. So luckily, like the guy who we worked with is really talented. So he came up with the concept and I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I went with it. It was really fun, and yeah, I think an interesting music video can always be pretty useful to get an audience. And also, apart from getting the audience, it kind of gives, like when you listen to some song and you've never watched the video before, you kind of imagine what it would look like if you would visualize it, right? So yeah, this gives them something to imagine when.
Not a choice, I know that existence is pain, but that won't make me live my life in vain. Nobody's gonna show me happiness in a play. I will miss me if I die. So empty, no place to hide. Too many minds occupied.
So yeah, I think music videos are a pretty cool thing. Like if you pull it off properly, I think it'll get you a lot of money. I was like, see, maximum I'll get some 100 streams or something, bro. But then, I don't know, surprisingly people really like when I drop and I was like, oh.
And everything's still doing really well.
I hope.
You told us that you have a full management now, and also making music videos obviously will cost something.
Yep.
How does that work when you're a college student?
So, my management takes care of that stuff because like we have some funds allotted from different projects and all that we keep aside, right? So we spend that money on videos or like recording sessions and stuff like that.
And there's also enough money that you make to pay your management.
Yeah, I mean at the moment it's like I'm a very, compared to like the other major artists that we have on our label, not label, it's like a management, I'm like a very small artist, so the revenue I generate isn't, I mean my manager does take a percentage of what I make, but then like I'm not big enough to be generating like proper revenue to pay him. So I think it's just all of them are like betting on me and hoping I make it big at some point. So yeah.
Has there been any time where you're like, shit, like college is really sucking the life out of me?
Yeah. I've always been anti-education system.
This question I'm going to read out.
Okay.
There are many college students out there who want to establish themselves as an individual artist, but may not have the resources or know the first step to start with. As an established artist, what is one piece of advice you would tell all the beginners?
I mean, try to make the best of what you can with the resources you do, because like you never know the potential of something until you use it. Like for example, I didn't know I could make an EP with just earphones and all that stuff, right? So try your best with what you have, and like eventually the resources will come on their own, as long as you're and just, I mean, obviously this is like a very cliche thing, but practice. You gotta practice until you feel like you can practice more. So yeah, but yeah.
And now that you are quote unquote established, when you think of music, do you think of the resources that you can do it with beforehand, or do you just have the idea first and then see what can be done with?
I mean, sometimes it's a bit of both, I guess, but usually it's just the idea and I try my best to execute it with what I have. So maybe everything up. So you have here. No. Oh yeah. So like you get the idea. It's like a basic beat. And now luckily I'm really grateful that like people on my team are like really talented. Like, we have producers and all that on my team. So if I have any idea that I can't execute myself, because I'm primarily not a producer. Again, that's one more bad thing I learned how to do, production. Like I don't have any like formal training or anything for it. It's just something I do by ear. But obviously there are people much better than me because that's their main thing, right? So I'm glad that I have people like that on my team. So if I ever need any help with like complex music making stuff that I don't have, I can ask them for it.
And they all get a cut of the money that you make.
I mean, not really, because it's like a collaboration thing. If they want me on something, I do. Like, because I'm also
So the credit goes.
Yeah.
Okay, like that.
Yeah. So it's just more of like something that we make together. It's just like, hey bro, come here, help me on this type thing, you know. But yeah, and it goes both ways. If they want me on something, I'll be like, yeah, sure. Or like, it just yeah. I actually really suck at guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I only taught myself enough to be able to sing with it. So yeah. What do I? Oh, okay. I'm gonna stick to the staples. I'm gonna play Best Part by Daniel Caesar.
Don't